campers, and welcome back. We are here for yet another board game spotlight. Tonight we are doing Pipeline. This was the darling, the hot date as it were at Origins 2019, and let's show you why. So Clay, Pipeline, what's going on?
Oh, this game has been a big project for us. This was our first ever straight from prototype all the way up through mass production into the mass market, not mass market, but like hobby market channel. So it was a big undertaking for us, and I absolutely love how it came out. It was a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. I just got to give major props to Ian O'Toole on this one too, because the prototype in this game, I think I talked about this in my interview with you about how there was so much mental calculations with letters and numbers and
Right?
just a lot going on. And when Ian showed his graphic design, which you can see all over here, it took away so much of that background calculation stuff that you had to do so that you could really focus on your game and your specific strategy. So what he did is phenomenal. Ian is great. He is the best, and it shows it in this game.
Ian is great. Ian is wise. That's all I have to say
He
about that.
knows.
He does. He does.
Even like when you're setting this up, he was the one who came up with this idea of those are double sided. So if they're vertical, they all read in the same orientation. So you can flip it. Yeah, that was just a nice little. I mean, these nice touches. What Ian knows how to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So there is a lot going on here, but essentially, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get oil, and we're going to do that via these pipeline tiles. The longer
Yeah.
the longer the run, the more oil you will get, and then we're trying to upgrade it on our own personal boards at our refineries. That will move oil from here to here, and then we're going to either sell it or fill contracts. So
Exactly.
it's pretty straightforward. It's not very crazy. There's not a lot going on here, but I love the headspace because even just playing with the tiles and building out your pipeline is a complete blast.
Yeah, this system that Ryan has kind of created, Ryan Courtney, the designer, with these pipe tiles and how they are like when he came up with this design for three colors, as you can see on those pipe tiles, and how the tiles are oriented. Every single tile in this game is 100% unique. There's no duplicate, and
Wow.
so there's a lot of permutations in there. And when you play the game, you're only playing with I think like 45, 50. Not, I don't even think it's 50% in a four-player game of the tiles that are in the game. So
Right.
the replayability is massive. It's endless essentially, and those four quadrants there on the game board will be filled up with tiles randomly. We don't have to do it, but it represents the government and how it's like inefficient basically. And this is just a more of a thematic tie-in, nothing really than that. But you can acquire tiles from there, or you can purchase them from a separate market. And then you're going to build your own tableau, which is really cool because that's where the fun. I mean, that's one of the fun mechanics is this tile laying element that you touched on. And yeah, you got the orders and contracts to fulfill.
Right. And so you're just buying tiles, and then down here in your own personal board, you are just trying to create a network. But it's like you say, it's very hard to create a network and then make sure that you
Oh,
know,
you got something good. Oh, look at this.
yeah,
You're
but
getting
right,
there. Yeah.
but like these are two oranges that are connected, and it only counts your largest
For
run.
now.
So
Yeah, for now though, you got two tiles away. I can see it coming.
yeah, I just need to loop it back around on itself. So the
Yeah.
snake, but now I'm not really doing very well with the silver crude at all. So
Yeah.
a lot of variability with
Maybe.
that. How they upgrade is going to change throughout the game because there'll be different tiles here that'll tell you the different levels that you need in order to upgrade, which will change every game you play,
Yeah.
which is great. Completely fun. Or if you can't get the oil, you can just buy it straight out from the crude market. Or you can sell to that one as well. So it's, I don't know, and you could upgrade your own personal board with machines. So you can take a machine and I can plunk it down, and then as a bonus action, I just get to refine. Like, let's say I put my machine here. Now I can run the orange, and I can run my teal line. So machines can make, they're expensive, but they can certainly pay for themselves.
Oh, absolutely. So, yeah, you touched on a lot of good pieces. There's a market system in there. Like, a lot of people correlate it with power grid, with how when you buy the resources, it starts getting more expensive.
Yep.
But there's a lot of great reviews out there, no pun included. Gave it their game of the year last year. Encourage you to watch that review. It's really, really well done. But we've got an expansion coming out for Pipeline. It's going to be called New Markets, and we're going to introduce a lot more variable elements to the game. I can touch on some of those. So you mentioned the refinery requirements, which is in the top left corner of the game board.
Right.
So basically to upgrade your oil so it's more valuable, you need to have a certain run or length of pipeline of that color to upgrade the oil. And obviously, the higher the grade, the more money it's worth. So you got those teal down there on your player board at the very top. That's the highest grade of oil. That's going to be worth $55, $50, depending on where you sell it. So it's very valuable compared to the crude, which is like $8 or something. So,
Right.
What's really cool in this expansion is these refinery requirements up there on the top left. After every year, you're going to flip over the first column, and so they're going to change, and then they're going to actually get harder as the years go on in this game. Yeah, and so we got the 7. Yeah, it's really cool how that's going to affect things. There's also some new markets where we've got these overlays that will go in the refined markets on the bottom. We've got extra upgrades, new valuation cards, and a couple other little elements. I'm not gonna. I want to leave those out there for people to discover when it's time to actually really talk about the expansion. But we're getting really close. The design is done. We're just wrapping up some of the files and everything. But a lot of really great stuff coming with Pipeline. And then after that expansion, we've got another one teed up that'll provide even more new stuff into the game. So the system is great, and it plays extremely fast. I mean, there's 18 turns, but running pipes is 1 turn. Buying oil is a turn. I mean, it's a very fast-paced game.
Yeah, it's very limited actions. There's really no way to get more outside of buying the machines over here.
Yeah.
But it also ramps up in tension because the rounds get shorter each year in between. So, it kind of ramps up the pace of the game.
Contract.
Yeah, exactly. And you need to get contracts done within the year that they're purchased, so it gets a little tricky because some contracts will be personal and then orders will be public, so everybody can do them. So
yeah,
and then you just do them, trade in the oil at the exchange rate, and boom. And it's a big surprise. Whoever has the most money at the end wins.
Yeah, very Splatter-esque in that regard. You just want to get as much money as possible.
Absolutely. So Pipeline, this is available now, right? In the store, you can just pick this up.
Yep.
Efka loved it. I love it. It's one of my favorites. This was tons of fun to demo last year. And it spawned a baby. So we'll have to talk about the cute little baby that Ryan spawned in Curious Cargo. So be sure to check that one out because we're going to have to do that next. Awesome. So we'll see you for the next Spotlight.